Today is Tuesday, April 25. I'm Pastor Anthony, and this is Wilderness Wanderings. Today our text comes from Philippians 1. Whatever happens, conduct yourselves in a manner worthy of the gospel of Christ. Then, whether I come and see you or only hear about you in my absence, I will know that you stand firm in the one Spirit, striving together as one for the faith of the gospel without being frightened in any way by those who oppose you. This is a sign to them that they will be destroyed, but that you will be saved, and that by God. For it has been granted to you on behalf of Christ not only to believe in him, but also to suffer for him, since you are going through the same struggle that you saw I had, and now hear that I still have. It's Philippians 1, verses 27 through 30. Paul had just concluded in the previous verses that he knew that he would remain and continue with these Philippian believers. Now he says something quite different. Now it's qualified, it's uncertain. Whether or not I come, he says. You see, because Paul is driving at something deeper here. He does not desire for the Philippians that their faith is dependent upon him, but that their faith is rather dependent upon Christ. That in the way that they suffer, in the way that they contend as athletes side by side as if they are one team working together, that in this, the people, the society, even the persecutors around them might see Christ. That the society around them might see their witness, not to Paul, not that they stand in the strength of Paul or in the support of Paul, but rather that they stand in Christ. This will be the witness to those around them. A sign that others might be destroyed. It's not that the church is to preach this. It's not that the church is to seek to enact this by being cruel or retaliatory towards others, but rather by the way that these Christians bear their suffering in the same humble way of Christ. They are to be a witness that they have no fear, that God is with them, and that there is something that they have in God through Christ that is greater than any threat of life or death that the state or the world around them could hang over them. In older traditions, we talked about baptism as this true dying to Christ. And in fact, there's a baptistry at Philippi where the Christians would walk down into the waters of a running river. They would take off their old clothes as they descended into the water, dying to themselves and their old way of life. And then as they would walk up the other side, having been baptized, they would be given a new robe, signifying the new life of Christ that they have also now been joined and united to. It was always a mystery to Caesar and to all the others in the empire that did not follow Christ, why it was that the Christians could stand up and be willing to accept martyrdom with joy. But what they eventually had to discover is that you can't scare dead people. These Christians were already dead in the death of Christ. They had nothing to fear. All that was on display within them was the life of Christ, the joy, the peace, the patience, the perseverance, all the fruit of the Spirit on display within them. We too are baptized saints who have been baptized into the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Do those around us, whether we are suffering or living in relative peace and joy, do they see this clear witness to Christ within us? That we are a people who live without fear, that we are a people who live with the fruit of the Spirit, no matter what we face. Paul's prayer, Paul's invitation, is that we do. As you journey on, may you go with the blessing of God. May the peace of the Lord Christ go with you wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness and protect you through the storm. May He bring you home rejoicing at the wonders He has shown you. May He bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors.